Hi everyone and welcome back to Evocative Scents once again. With the winters almost being gone and the temperatures are starting to rise a bit, let's take a look at this fragrance which is perfect for this weather. This fragrance has airy quality to it. Since this perfume is not very dense in nature, it perfectly suits to this weather to early summers. This perfume is inspired from Inicio's Paragon. I haven't tried the Paragon, so my views are solely based upon the vintage review. If you are watching my video for the first time, and if you love fragrances and fragrance related content, do consider subscribing to this channel and hit that notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my new videos. Pricing is on the slightly higher side for Lattafa perfumes since this is a part of their Pride lineup. Without any further delay, let's start with the presentation and packaging. As expected from their Pride lineup, the packaging is a tier above their general Lattafa perfumes. First, there is a normal paper box with the picture of fragrance bottle in the front, and at the back there are all the necessary details along with the hologram for the authenticity, and there you can see the Lattafa Pride logo as well. By the way, the paper box was in total pristine condition when I received. It was my mistake that I tried to open the box which was inside the paper box. You just have to take this box out of the paper box. This box has a matte rubberized finish with Lattafa vintage radio on the front. Now opening this box will reveal the fragrance bottle. But there is not just the bottle inside, there is also a Lattafa Pride leaflet which showcases their different Pride fragrances. And they have been rapidly releasing them and would love to see them slow down a bit. Now keeping the leaflet aside, let's move on to the bottle. You may find my voice to be harsh and different in this video, and that's because I am down with cold, so please bear with me. While at first glance the bottle might appear very normal, but it has a very premium nice matte finish to it, almost sort of a rubberized finish. The back is very clean, nothing going over there, but the cap has Lattafa Pride on one side and Lattafa logo on the other side. It clicks onto the bottle very nicely. Though it is not super tight, I would not recommend you to pick up the bottle with the help of the cap. At the front it says that it comes in 100 ml and Eau de Parfum concentration. And in the front that radio has a very nice 3D like texture to it, which I don't think the camera is capturing very well, but you can touch and feel it. So it's a very nice, simple yet elegant bottle. Now let's move on to the spray test. The first thing you will notice with this atomizer is that it's not a pressurized one. It has a wide mist but not a long one. For this perfume, I would recommend you to go slightly heavy on the spray. The atomizer is good and will get the job done nonetheless. I think an 8.5 will be appropriate for this perfume in terms of overall packaging and presentation. Now let's move on to the smell of this fragrance. The first thing when you will spray this one, you will notice that it is very bright and fresh, and it is a very nicely blended fragrance as well. It's beautiful right from the beginning, no harshness there. There is very light citruses in the beginning which fades away very quickly within 5 to 10 minutes. You will also get that fruity sweet plum right from the get-go. The good thing about this sweetness, it is just the right amount. It is not overly sweet, but it will definitely remind you of candied fruits with slight bubblegummy vibes. What this fragrance does very well is that it doesn't lean towards the playful nature totally, because the sweetness is very soft in nature and is more of a fruity nature than bubblegummy. There is just a tiny amount of spices that gives it a flair that settles down very quickly. The lavender here also lends it some powdery touch, just a tiny bit, not overwhelmingly so. The main star of this fragrance is the plum actually. All the other notes enhance this fragrance extremely well. As time goes by, the fruity sweetness goes softer and softer. It is not cloying in nature, it will get you compliments as well. It is noticeable but in a very good way. As this fragrance dries down, you will get a creamy woodiness from the base. They have mentioned Palo Santo oud as well as sandalwood, but I do not detect any oud here, just the creamy woodiness like a sandalwood note. I also feel that this fragrance can be a great option for layering, especially if you layer with some woody or musky fragrances. So for the scent profile, I would give this fragrance a very nice 8.5 out of 10. Now talking about versatility of this fragrance, this cologne is perfectly unisex, and versatility is one of the strongest points for this fragrance. You can rock this fragrance in the spring, fall, winter, and even in the early summers. You can rock it in the daytime or even in the night time. Excellent fragrance for casual situation, also good for the date nights. And since this is a very soft fragrance, you may get away in the formal situation as well, especially in the dry down when the sweetness is toned down and there is more creamy woodiness in the act. So as far as versatility is concerned, I would give this a 9 out of 10. And now on to the performance. I feel that this is one of the weaker point of this fragrance, but keep in mind that the temperature here is around 35 degrees Celsius right now and humidity is at 60%, and in this condition I get about 4 to 5 hours of longevity on clothes and half an hour of projection. So if you are staying in some cooler conditions, add another hour or two to the longevity and you might as well get better projection with this. So in the performance category I would give this fragrance a 5 out of 10. Now combining all the scores along with the pricing, I think an 8 would be an appropriate score. With better performance, this fragrance could have easily landed a 9 out of 10. But since the longevity isn't great, at least not in my condition, it loses out on additional 1 point. Now keeping these things aside, this is a very good smelling fragrance and a compliment getter for sure. I don't feel that this is a very polarizing fragrance and it is just perfectly unisex. If it is possible, then definitely give this fragrance a try. If you liked this video, hit that like button, and if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button as well. So that's it for today's video. I will meet you all in my next video.